As predicted in my last 3 or 4 videos about VeChain, VET has fallen on the daily chart. We have fallen below the 0.03 level and are below it, aiming for 0.028. Now, before we get too far into this is not a victory lap. I hold VET. It is one of my biggest holdings. I want VET to go to 1 billion as soon as possible. So, and that's a little sarcastic, but yes, I do want it to go up. So again, this is not a victory lap of any sorts. And over the long term, I think VET is going to be going to do just fine. I think at some point in 2024, we'll see us break this 0.04 and hopefully head up significantly higher. Okay, all that out of the way. The fact remains, the last few days that I've done VET videos, I have been noticing us hovering around this very important 0.03 level. And I pointed out the fact that I thought we were going to follow Bitcoin down if Bitcoin did indeed fall. And Bitcoin has fallen, and thus VET has fallen. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin had been in this upward rising channel since the 1st of December, kind of grinding out higher highs and higher lows. Of course, this is the post ETF approval day. The day after the ETFs were approved, we spiked up to 49, and we have since fallen down quite a bit, down to 41,000. Now, this is not a complete surprise. I think I mentioned in some of my other videos that people were saying towards the end of December, 1st of January, that if we did hit the 48,000, which is what they were aiming for, assuming we would hit if the ETFs were approved, we weren't going to stay there long, and we certainly weren't going to break above 50,000 comfortably, because there was just too much selling pressure around that big round number of 50,000, and that is indeed what happened. Profit taking, moving monies around, moving out of Bitcoin into altcoins, whatever the reasons, we've clearly taken a tumble on Bitcoin. Now, the last 4 or 5 days, we've been hovering around the bottom of this channel. It had a few good days trying to go back up. My supposition was that we were definitely going to hit 40,000 before we hit 48,000. And I thought we would either do this, which we basically have done, or this, where we bounced up to about 44 to 45 and then fell. Again, I'm not taking victory laps here. I want Bitcoin to go very high because that pulls up all of my crypto. Okay, so I definitely want that to happen. But we had to look at reality. After this run up we've had really since November of last year, somewhere around here, January of last year, when we were around 16,000, and now we're up around 42,000. I mean, you've got to expect some give back. We had a chart that looked like that, and then in October it went into overdrive and looked like that. It's just not sustainable. And if you see that in any kind of financial instrument, especially one as big as Bitcoin, the market just can't keep going up that dramatically. And all we're doing now is making healthy retracements, healthy corrections, and supposedly, hopefully, setting up for higher highs later in 2024. So some people are saying, well, I think we're going to hit 40,000. Some are saying we might drop below that and even get into this 34 to 38,000 range. We'll have to see if that's going to happen. It could, but even if it does, it's still perfectly healthy, not fun, but it's healthy price action structure that we can set us up for higher highs. So when Bitcoin did break, as I had supposed that it would, out of this channel and started heading for 40,000, well, I had said that this 0.03 was going to break and we were going to be in this range. Now, here's what I think is equivalent. I think, get out of here. I think this line right here, this 0.027, is roughly equivalent to 40,000 in Bitcoin. I think if we go below, excuse me, between 38 and 40,000 in Bitcoin, we'll be between this 0.24 and 0.26. And then if we go to that 34 to 38,000 in Bitcoin, I think VET will be somewhere around here. We might actually go below 0.02. Now, I'm not saying all that for fun again. I'm just saying that would be a shame to fall that far. But we could. We just have to admit that we could. We might not get back down to here. But look, if we're Bitcoin and we go back into this ranging structure where we were at, where's the ranging equivalent ranging structure for VET? Somewhere around here. So I don't want us to see all the way back to 0.02, and I'm not even saying we would at this point. That's actually a pretty big fall. I would be disappointed if VET fell down to 0.02, but I'm not going to be surprised if we get into this range if Bitcoin falls below 40,000. Hopefully VET will perform better, but it has made some big gains lately, and so it just depends on how much we're going to give back. It's no surprise we've entered this area, and it's not going to be any surprise if we go further down. It's just not going to be. Might be a good time to pick up some more VET if you are interested. Now we've got some big structure we've got to work through. Look at this. I'm going to zoom out to the weekly. This is a downtrend line. You could even do it kind of like this here. Not there. Let's undo that. Kind of like this. Is that the line I drew? Get out of here. Oh, I'm struggling right now. Okay. And we could do something like this, although it's not particularly, yeah, that's not bad at all, actually. See that downward channel? Well, we've unfortunately kind of entered back into that downward channel. That's quite unfortunate. So we popped out, and now we've entered back this downward channel. That is this line right here. So if we zoom into the daily, there's that line again, and there's your range. Boy, I really surely hope that we are not going to be looking down here at these lower lows. That would completely destroy VET as far as making any all-time high or any new highs here in 2024. But that's a long way away. Right now, we've got to worry about this. We've gone back into that structure. We've gone back into that level. And if Bitcoin keeps falling, like I said, we're going to aim here. So we're just going to have to watch the price action and see what Bitcoin is going to give us. I certainly want us to start making higher highs, which we're going, hopefully will, but we've got to get back out of this channel and above that very critical 0.03. And we could, we might wake up and Bitcoin, this is just kind of a fake out, and Bitcoin itself gets back into this rising channel and starts challenging 45 again. We'll have to see. We're definitely going to hit 40 though, I believe. And then this is going to be our next level to have to watch. Not saying we're going to enter it. We're going to have to watch, see how the market reacts around it. But unfortunately, what I have been saying the last few days has come true. We're down in this level now. Let's see how long we'll stay, if we're going to pop out above or fall further below. Either way, I will keep you updated. Thanks for checking in.